Hi, this is Emrys and welcome to my channel. I do a lot of stuff here. I'm a writer and artist, and today we're in a little studio vlog. So I thought it might be interesting to vlog this week because I have a lot of stuff coming up. So I'm almost done with the revision of my YA fantasy novel. This week is going to be a lot of finishing touches on the late sort of final act chapters, which I'm really excited about. But I also have quite a few appointments this week. I'll be doing quite a bit of chronic illness management, so I thought it might be interesting to bring you along on some of that journey when it comes to pacing myself and actively choosing things that are going to bring me happiness and bring me joy this week, because I do tend to get a little bit stressed out around medical visits, around doctors, around conversations about diagnoses, all of that. Something I've learned about myself is that those can be very emotionally taxing and even physically taxing sometimes. And it does tend to happen that they all line up within 1 week. We'll see how I feel, but my hope is that I'll be able to bring you along on some of that and also show you some of my day-to-day coping skills. I'm somewhat uncomfortable with the word coping. It sounds like somewhat negative to me. It has a negative connotation. It seems a little pessimistic, like all you can do is cope, but that's kind of the reality of chronic illness sometimes. What else is on the agenda this week? I'm making some art. I tried to film a video yesterday and it wasn't really working out, but I'm making some new stuff for my Redbubble store, so I'll show you some of the things I recorded yesterday. And if I feel up to it today, I'm going to record a different YouTube video and work on some upcoming scripts for ideas that have been popping around in my head. But to start everything off, I'm going to have my coffee. I'm going to do some planning, journaling. This is my Monday routine, and then I jump into the more creative stuff. Okay. Pictures of my cats that I hung up on my pegboard. They're so cute. I love this one especially, but they're both so beautiful. Oh. Well, I put on a little bit of makeup and I do think I'm ready to film. So yeah, just going with something simple today. I've been wearing a lot of really bold makeup looks because I enjoy the process, but I think this is what makes me feel most like myself. And so it's 10:30 and I already finished filming, which is pretty cool. Now, filming is something that I know takes up a lot of energy in me, so I'm going to try to pivot to something very chill, low stakes, and relaxing. I'm also wrapped up in a blanket and just kind of trying to like feel comforted, feel cozy, which is hilarious because I was just sweating so much while I filmed that video. I don't know what the deal is. It's an otter with a little fish. Good morning, it's Tuesday. I'm here with Star, who has a lot on his mind. Just like me today. Take my hair down. I'm probably gonna do something about this color of my hair this week. I want it to be red, not so much ginger. By the end of the day, yesterday, I was already convinced it was Friday. If that gives you any perspective on where my brain was at. I'm finding it a little bit hard to put full sentences together, both in speech and in writing. So I only finished about a chapter in my revision yesterday. It was a really tricky one where I was doing quite a lot of rewriting, but like the nitpicky ones where you can't scrap the whole scene, you just salvage some of it. So the nitpicky ones where you have to salvage some of the details. You can't just scrap them all. But I've got an appointment today, and like I said yesterday, I'm kind of trying to welcome some gentleness and just be a little bit more mindful of all these times where I feel like I'm not accomplishing enough, and kind of questioning that first instinct that tells me that I'm not being productive enough. I am definitely feeling super motivated and super excited about some ideas in my draft, as well as in some upcoming YouTube videos. So I'm excited where this week leads me. Come back. In terms of restorative care for myself this week, I promised that I would do a lot of hanging out with this one, who's my cuddly child. I also said that I would get out on some walks, so I had a nice little walk this morning. It was finally not, over 90 degrees, which is awesome. And then you just love attention, and you love it when I'm filming. Ooh, you love attention. Ooh, you love attention. Look at that. Hey. Ooh, let me show you what I'm reading this week. I just started it. One of the other things I want to do in terms of self-care this week is try to finish this. Okay, that's it. That's it for this update. It was already very long because of all the Stardust interruptions. Star's only been thinking about one thing today. Is that right, Star? Is that your mouse? Hello. Do you need me to throw your mouse? Yes, you do. Good job. Words remained hard today, but I did get some stuff done. So now it's the evening and I'm feeling pretty fulfilled with my accomplishments today. So I used my trusty method of picking one hard task and then either a medium task or two easy tasks. So I found scenes in my book that fit each of these levels of difficulty. So I had one scene that required a lot of rewriting and reconfiguring, thinking about character reactions, making some choices. I did that one first, and then I allowed myself some ease, some relaxation, and I just did a few chapters where I was mostly applying line edits from my paper draft. This right here. So tiny little words crossed out, fixing up the language, sometimes making large cuts. I did that for several chapters while I watched a Kate Kavanaugh stream for the first time. I watched her streaming on Twitch. It was really fun. Got some nice companionship in there. Then, wow, I'm all over the place today. I drew my sketchbook some. I painted a little bit with my Posca pens, and I followed a tutorial that I saw on TikTok for painting water ripples. And I also sketched out a dress that I really want to make. Hold on. Sometimes I just leave my supplies on my desk for not for information. I leave my supplies on my desk for inspiration, just to like look at beyond my laptop screen when I'm doing other things. So this fitted bed sheet is living on my desk right now because I have this and I also have the top sheet, and I'll be making them into a really flowy dress. So I started planning that today and researching some of the techniques I want to use during my breaks. The thing about this is I have a different craft project going on right now, which I'll show you in a second. But I'm not allowed to start sewing this until I'm I'm back to 0 fibercraft projects. That is a rule I've imposed upon myself because if I start too many things at once these days, I get overwhelmed. A successful Tuesday. Hey, it's Wednesday. Just had a pretty draining appointment, so I'm feeling a little frazzled. I really want to get stuff done today though, so I promised myself that I would keep doing nice things for myself, rewarding myself through getting through all this medical stuff this week. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do. While I was in the virtual waiting room, I did make this picture of my cat being very mad. I kind of just love doing messy paint pen sketches right now. I don't know why, I find them so charming. I know a lot of people use these pens to make like really precise, almost like graphic illustrated pieces, but I love blending them. Like, it's just so silly and free. I don't know. I'm gonna put this back here. I'm kind of feeling frustrated with some of the aesthetics of this space too this week. I have a lot of stuff on the floor right now that's like oversized art supplies. Looks like I have a cutting mat, some frames, some paper, and I just wish I had a container for it, but it's also big. So I might do some casual dumpster diving later and try to build something out of cardboard boxes so that I can put everything all in one corner, but it still has a little bit of support, and then I would paint it and make it cute. I don't know. Completely a distraction from the goals I actually wanted to accomplish this week. I just wish I knew what was going on with me. Yeah, it can be pretty consuming, the uncertainty, you know? I can tell that my brain is really preoccupied with that, which makes it hard to, I mean, it's making it hard to even talk right now. Definitely interferes with me working on my fiction writing. Just a huge bummer. We'll see how today goes. Hello, it's me with freshly dyed hair. She's got some serious pink tones this time. It was like bright pink before I toned it, and I decided I want it to be a little bit more, I don't know, wine colored. I like it. Big revising day coming up, and I am going to finish and upload my video for this week, which is about my writing diary. If you haven't checked that out yet, it should be up. I will put a link. It's actually on the side. There we go. I did, like I said, scavenge some cardboard from my dumpster, and I will be making a little container for all my canvases and frames and whatnot. That's on the agenda for today. No appointments today, but I still want to figure out how to give myself a little treat somehow. I'm kind of running out of ideas. I'm really trying to get out of this habit of rewarding myself for doing work with other things that could be considered work, you know, like art. Rewarding myself by starting a DIY, rewarding myself by doing an art project, rewarding myself by like hanging up something new in the studio. I just want to like actually figure out how to relax. Between 2 and 3 p.m. he's always with me right here, sitting on all my stuff, moving around, throwing fur everywhere. You know I'm talking about you. Oh. So here's what the studio looks like in terms of floor clutter before I fixed it. There's a lot going on, so let's see what I can do about it. Hello. Hello. Does it have your approval? He's so happy. And here's what it looks like afterward. It is so much better. The space is teeny tiny, so I need to take what I can get in terms of being able to walk around. So I made this cardboard box. It's nice and compact. So much cleaner. So much cleaner. Oh my god. My cat already left me a present. I did reward myself with more DIYs yesterday, which is exactly what I said I wouldn't do, but the studio looks so much better. It's so much more organized, and I actually have empty space on the floor for me to just walk around, which is great. So did leave me kind of tired for this here Friday morning. I've kind of been fussing around, fussing over my video that is coming out today. But in terms of writing, I'm reading through my climax and resolution today, which is really exciting because I know those chapters are pretty good. It's just about making them even better at this point. I will reach the end, but unfortunately I've been skipping through things, so that doesn't actually mean I'm done with this revision round. I have 3 more big scenes to write, and I have some early chapters to polish up and finesse and make perfect. And then my process afterward will hopefully be letting it rest for a quick moment and then reading the whole thing through, doing some more line edits, and probably trimming just a little bit of excess words because I'm someone who always ends up with a lot of those. I'm feeling good. I do have an appointment this afternoon, and I already know what my reward will be. It's going to be boba. I'm thinking about vlogging Saturday and Sunday this week, but I'm not sure I will. I usually have pretty low-key weekends, but I'm feeling super crafty and like I want to read and write a lot too, so I don't know. It just depends on my energy, as everything does. The very last thing I've been wanting to do in the studio is hang a cross stitch right here. Well, not a cross stitch. Let me show you. I still have so much work to do on this because there's a lot of outlining and everything, and it's not even centered in the frame right now, so you can't see all of it. But it's a cute little city street with a tree, and I want to hang it right there. Does that look cute? Oh my gosh, it looks so good. It's like a nice shape to go with these plates. This is like the one fibercraft project I'm permitting myself right now. I didn't design it. It came with a kit that my friend got me almost a year ago now. So it's been taking me a really long time. Hi, hello, it's Saturday. So in somewhat predictable fashion, I did not quite reach the end of my pages yesterday. But what's funny about it, what's coincidental, I guess, is that last time I vlogged, I did the very same thing. I stopped reading on the exact page that I stopped reading yesterday after having intended to read all the way to the end. So I think it's mostly a coincidence in the fact that I was working on a Friday, but I also think there might be something wrong with the chapter that's making it a little bit slow, which I definitely don't want since it's in the climactic final act of my book, you know. Been making some art this weekend, painted some clouds. I'm so happy with these. I'm gonna do some more cloud practice soon. But other than that, I was trying to make some art for my store, and it's still, I don't know. This is so close to what I wanted, but the pose is a little off, and one of my markers was kind of pooping out. I have so many chores and errands to do, so I think I won't be reading any pages today, maybe tomorrow. That would be my goal, really. If I feel like it, I'll do a little bit of editing tomorrow. But other than that, I'm working on the script of a YouTube video that is about suffering for art, pain and suffering. And as an artist, in the art world, what they mean, kind of how they're romanticized, if there's any truth to that, which should be really interesting. This is the most random vlog update. And that's a wrap on the week. I survived. I'm actually feeling great. I'm feeling really motivated, surprisingly energized, and just happy because I made it through. Yeah, for a week that could have left me really drained and frazzled, I feel surprisingly organized. I feel ready to take on some new challenges next week too. Last thing I'm doing here this Sunday night, well, I'm meal prepping for the week, but I'm also going to pre-read my last few chapters so I can have them fresh in my mind for my edit on them tomorrow morning. I'm gonna work on my hoop more. I love how it's turning out now that there's a little bit more contrast. I also put it in a different size of hoop so that I could actually work on the whole thing at once. I'm wearing this vintage style dress I picked up from the thrift store yesterday. It's not actually vintage, but it's really cute, and I'm feeling Stardust. Come here, bud. I'm just feeling like I did a good job this week doing things that make me really happy. And on that note, that's it for this vlog. I hope that you can do something for yourself today that makes you really happy. But thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. Maybe you had a chance to make something of your own along the way, or just took a little bit of a moment to relax. Either way, I really appreciate you coming along. If you could take a moment to like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, I would also really appreciate that. I would love to reach 100 subscribers by mid-September, which is right around my birthday. Big goal right now, but I think it would be a really awesome milestone to hit soon. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I'm at mrosearrett. I also have a shop on Redbubble that I talked about earlier. I'll put the link down below if you want to check out my cute art. Ready to say bye, Star? And that's all for today's video. Until next time, this is Emrose. This is Stardust. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.